Update with Zeke Jones, National Freestyle Coach, as week 2 of training camp 2 is coming to an end here in Colorado Springs. General thoughts so far about how the last 2 weeks have been here?
Well, it's really been good. We've made a lot of improvement. Baku gave us a lot of information, so we've taken that information and we've got in a lot of individual training. Terry Brands, John Smith, Brandon Slay, Bill Zadek, and I really just sat down and honed in on those individual areas of improvement for each world team member. So, you use Baku or use this training camp to hone in on those things that we did when we competed there.
We talked to John last week about 1 year removed from the previous Baku experience. Last year wasn't that great of a performance. This year, 6 medals. Is this the process that you kind of were looking for, or is this better or worse? Where are we at this point this year compared to where we were at this point last year?
Yeah, sure. We're getting better, and that's really the goal we've set for the American wrestling team is we want to get better. Results will take care of themselves. We had a 65% medal hit rate from the last 3 pre-World Tour competitions, and so what that's telling us is we are getting better because we are starting to get results. But and I know that this isn't the World Championship, so we'll take it for what it's worth.
As far as the training situation, you've had all the world teamers in for this camp. Obviously some guys have their training styles that they like, but what's one thing as a program you and the coaching staff has tried to instill, things that everybody collectively needs to get better on? Not necessarily technique, not necessarily watching the weight, but the little intangibles that make so much of a difference.
Well, the first thing it is guys like each other. It's the American wrestling team, and they've made such a great commitment to be the American wrestling team. Guys like Mike Zadek, guys Les Sigmund plugging in, being a part of the guys on the team, hanging out with them, spending time with them. Because, when we get to Russia and Moscow, we only have each other. And it's going to be a hostile environment, and we're going to need each other and surround each other so that we can have the best performance we can have. So I'd say the first thing intangibly is you have a team developing. Brent Metcalf is out there patting guys in the butt. Travis Paulson was calling Obi the night after the World Championship simulation, calling him saying, hey man, you're coming along, don't worry, when things aren't always going right. Travis is lifting up Obi. So I think right now, just that team thing, that's been the biggest intangible. I'm seeing it.
As far as the training situations here, this is the second set of camps. How is this training camp different from the first one? How will it differ from the final one?
Well, we piled a lot of volume on them in the last camp. This camp still had pretty high volume, but we ramped up the intensity a little bit more. We're honing in on a lot more sparring instead of drilling. Just natural things you do when you're trying to peak a team at the right time. We're 5 weeks out, 32 days out, so it's really not that we're in a hurry. But I think at the same time there is a sense of urgency because your best window to improve is right now.
As we talk about some of the practice schedules and how these guys work out individually, last week Jake Herbert was pretty disappointed himself with a bad practice. How do you bring an athlete up, or in that case, if it was a breakdown situation, how is it for an elite level athlete like Jake to have a bad practice and try to rebound from it? What do you tell him as a coach?
Well, I'll tell you it this way. The way I tell you is last year in Baku, we didn't have a number 2 or a number 3 win a medal. This year, we had a lot of number 2s and a lot of number 3s win medals. What that's telling you is there's depth in the American program emerging right now. So Jake's not going to get an easy bout from Gavin. He's not going to get an easy bout from Jordan. Those guys are right there with him, and that's what America needs. We need our 2s and 3s who can beat anybody in the world, just like our number 1s. When America wrestled in the 80s and 90s, when you made the world team, you won a medal. We're getting to that point now where when that guy emerges as the number 1 guy in our country, you're in a prime position to medal at the World Championships.
We're about close. As you called them last year, they were a group of 7 freshmen, 7 first-timers. Now you got 1 returning from last year, 2 overall, but you got 5 first-timers. Midterm grade will be the 2010 World Championships. How do you think they're progressing in terms of the midterm grade coming up?
Yeah, you say it right. It's a midterm. The Olympics is the final exam. And the good thing is moving into the Olympic Games in London 2012, we've now got 14 world team members, 12 of them brand new. So in 11 and 12, we're going to start to see some rollover experience. That number should go down every year as we start putting more and more guys on world teams. And, Kevin Jackson made, 6, 8 World Olympic teams in a row. John Smith, 6 World Olympic teams in a row. Bruce Bumgarner, 13 teams in a row. So you're going to start to see that emerge in the American Wrestling program. That's a sign of when you're going to start to have multiple World Olympic medalists. So I'm excited about that. However, this experience is going to be great for them. And I just think that this is what they need. And again, you got 2 medals last year. I think every one of these guys capable of winning a gold medal just got to put the tournament together at the right time.